My family mocked me for years because I just drove trucks, while my brother chased big business ideas. When he took money from my parents and blew it on debt, I revealed I actually own a trucking company. For most of my life, they treated me like the boring failure of the family because I worked in logistics instead of chasing flashy careers like Kevin. While he jumped from one big opportunity to another, I quietly worked my way up in a transportation company, learning everything about the business. I started sorting packages for $12 an hour, became a dispatcher, then operations manager. Eventually, I left and started my own trucking company with a friend. We began with one used truck and worked brutal hours to keep the business alive. Over time, it grew to 15 trucks and more than 20 employees. But my family never knew because they never asked. At every family gathering, they only talked about Kevin's newest business idea, while I answered the usual question, "How's the truck driving going?" So I just said, "Busy," and let them change the subject. Meanwhile, I saved money and reinvested everything into the company until it was generating millions in revenue. A few months before Thanksgiving, I bought a large house, 6 bedrooms, acres of land, and a pool. I paid cash. I didn't tell my family right away because I knew they wouldn't care anyway, but Thanksgiving changed everything. During dinner, Kevin made a big announcement. "I'm launching an import business selling artisan goods from South America," he said proudly. Everyone at the table was amazed. My parents were so proud that they revealed they had taken out a home equity loan and given Kevin $120,000 to fund his new company. Hearing that made my stomach drop. They had risked their house for one of Kevin's ideas. After the celebration quieted down, I mentioned my own news. "I bought a house recently," I said casually. Kevin barely looked up. "What, like a condo?" I shook my head. "No. A 6,800 square foot house in Riverside Estates." The room went silent. Dad frowned. "Those homes cost over $1 million. I nodded. "I paid cash." Kevin stared at me. "That's impossible. You drive trucks." I pulled out my phone and showed them the listing and pictures. Then I explained the truth. I own a trucking company. 15 trucks, 22 employees, about $7 million in annual revenue. Everyone was shocked. Kevin wasn't impressed. He was angry. "You're lying just to steal attention from my announcement," he snapped. That was when I lost my patience. "You want to talk about finances?" I asked him. "How much debt are you in?" After some pressure, he finally admitted the truth in front of the entire family, over $128,000 in credit cards, student loans, and car payments. Suddenly, my parents realized something was very wrong with Kevin's business plan. Over the next few days, I investigated and discovered the worst part. Kevin had already spent their $120,000 paying off his debts instead of starting any business. When I showed my parents the proof, they were devastated. Their retirement and their house were now at risk. They started begging me for help. Kevin even sent me messages asking for more money to fix things. Instead of giving him another bailout, I called a family meeting at my new house. I showed everyone the financial records, proving Kevin had lied and wasted the money. Then I made an offer. "I'll pay off the $120,000 loan and save your house," I told my parents. "But Kevin signs financial control over to me, gets a real job, and pays every dollar back." Kevin protested, but he had no choice. He signed. The next day, I paid off my parents' loan and arranged a warehouse job for him, the same type of job where I had started years earlier. My parents finally began to understand what real work and real success looked like. For the first time in my life, they introduced me proudly as their son who built a successful company. Meanwhile, Kevin learned the hard way that building something real takes years of discipline, not flashy ideas and easy money.